The following is a paid promotional announcement for the Elements in Storm Lake and Ankeny. The Elements has been a shopper's destination for nearly 2 decades and offers 2 of the most extraordinary showrooms around, featuring custom furniture, accessories, rugs, gifts, and the area's largest selection of art. Their award-winning teams have built one of the most sought-after design firms in the Midwest. No matter the size or scope, the Elements create spaces where you want to live, sophisticated, comfortable, and most of all, affordable. I'm here with Kathy Sorby, the owner of the Elements, flagship store, of course, in Storm Lake and at the District and Prairie Trail, Ankeny, Iowa. And Kathy, what a couple of years it's been with all kinds of issues and challenges, including supply chain issues. In spite of all of that, it's been a remarkable couple of years for the Elements in general.
It really has. You know, that supply chain has been a problem for a lot of people. But both stores have managed to really stockpile inventory. So a lot of our customers aren't having to wait the long term for custom furniture. They can buy it right off the floor. So a lot of people, being home so much, are remodeling like crazy, and they don't want to wait 20 weeks for a sofa. So fortunately, we have a really deep inventory at both stores.
Discovering the advantages of the 2 stores.
Exactly.
And in spite of all the challenges and the hurdles, the awards are stacking up.
We've been very fortunate. Years past, we won several house awards. We've won 2 DSM, the Des Moines Magazine Awards, and just last year at the home show in the Cumming area, we were first in interior design. So it's humbling, but we're very happy about it.
You've said before that no job's too big, no job is too small, and you do everything from help someone select a handful of pieces to working from the blueprints.
Exactly.
And with this first home we're going to talk about, you did really start with the blueprints and do almost everything.
Yes, it was kind of a labor of love because we appreciate these clients so much and have worked with them in the past. We started with the blueprints, worked all the way through. We try to do that as often as possible because we can help people not make a mistake. And we've seen so many different situations that our experience helps us with that. But her house is contemporary but warm. Very family-oriented, very easy to entertain in. One of the things that we liked the best in her house was her wood floors were a true brown. And there's never going to be a situation where a true brown will be out of style. We start in the kitchen, and the kitchen is huge, but it's simple. One of the things that she wanted was not to have a lot of clutter in her kitchen, so we have a wonderful pantry that she can keep all of her excess in, and you don't even know that it's there behind these wonderful cabinet doors.
Talk about the shades of white, how you've managed to avoid white being flat.
Absolutely, there's probably 150 shades of white.
Yeah.
And a lot of those shades actually support each other and enhance each other. So the texture then becomes really important. And in her house, the wood floors, wood coffee table, we have some white leather, some white fabric, throw pillows. There's even the cement hearth on the fireplace. Lots of different metals being used in lamps and in accessories. So the more textures that you can get into a room gives you dimension. Dimension is free, and it keeps your house looking deep. When you add all the different shades of white and all the different textures that you can use, all the different metals and surfaces, you get dimension, which is so important, and it's a warm-up for any room. She has natural wood tones in her living room, which is a very big space. She wanted enough seating for a lot of different people in this room, so she did 2 sofas that flanked the fireplace and then 2 swivel chairs looking head on to the fireplace. So once we did the 2 sofas, we realized that we needed a coffee table big enough to serve both sofas, so we put 2 together to make sure that that happens.
here was an opportunity to use custom design that the
Exactly.
Elements offers.
We have an in-store carpenter who does a lot of design work for us, and we needed a certain size dining room table, enough to seat as many as possible and not overwhelm the room. He also uses a signature stain that is kind of a warm brownish gray. So it just goes with everything. And this table was very simple, but big. We have a mantra at the store, fewer pieces, bigger pieces. It keeps it looking smooth. And then we also tied it and partnered it with a huge mirror that he did a custom frame for. So it turned out beautifully, and this whole setup sits on just a perfect rug.
You know, people working at home, needing to work at home, and maybe wanting to do it permanently, and also discovering that maybe we need to make some changes to function a little better as a family, or
Exactly.
get the job done a little bit better at home. Talk about home office, because this one's got windows on the woods and it's special.
Every window in their house is as big as it can possibly be, and they do border on the woods, so it's a light-filled home. This office is beautiful and functional. There's windows on 3 sides, extra seating for someone who wants to join, writing desk instead of a full-fledged executive desk, because we are wireless now. And once these writing desks got popular, then the designers just went nuts with them. So there's a million to choose from, and they really keep the room from being heavy and overdone.
I want to go to the lower level here, and what a space for entertaining this is. And
It's
we're
perfect.
not talking basement. Because I remember the narrow stairs and the 7-foot ceilings and the sump pump in the middle of the floor, what a basement used to be. This is not a basement. This is a
No.
lower level for entertaining.
It is. Again, the windows down in the lower level are huge, so that brings in a lot of natural light also, but there's 4 different spaces for people to be entertained. There's the television area. There's the bar area. There's a game table, which also is used to eat at down in the lower level. Right in front of these great big windows are 4 wonderful swivel chairs around a coffee table. You just couldn't ask for a more accommodating area to entertain. So it's perfect.
So this was a great example of, again, back to the blueprints and working together with a client on a big project.
Yes.
Exciting.
It was wonderful.
This next home is in Dakota Dunes, one of the Elements' favorite communities. A lot of friends up there. There's a little mission flavor here, and some similarities, I think, to other projects you've had, but unique as well.
Absolutely. The architecture is very distinct that way, and it uses a lot of natural elements, a lot of different wood tones, beams in the ceiling, a little bit of a European flair there. Dark wood, very rich. The fireplace is very rugged with off-white stones, all different sizes. Beautiful, beautiful home. We still used rugs to separate the areas in the open concept, an open concept feel, but this house has a lot stronger wood tones. The windows are all trimmed in wood tones instead of a lot of houses that have white woodwork now. So it's very unique in its own way.
Some Frank Lloyd Wright flavor with the stone and the combinations
Of all the
wood and
different
stone,
woods,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Straight lines.
Downstairs is a big part of what happens in this home, and I think,
Exactly.
and they didn't want to have to be running back and forth upstairs.
So she wanted a full kitchen downstairs, so it just made it so much easier to entertain completely. The living room area, the television area is built for comfort, especially. 2 swivel recliners in the room. The recliners are so much better. They look like a club chair until you sit in them. So they're pretty nice. We also have the other side of this whole lower level is built for games.
Yeah.
All kinds of things that they can do.
That lower level guest room has privacy, has everything that a person needs
Everything
as a guest in this home.
Exactly.
Now back to the Metro for Home Show Expo, and Kathy, Home Show means you can pull out the stops.
We have to pull out. It's time to show off. And it was actually a challenge this time because we did 2 complete homes. So lots and lots of inventory and lots of accessories to make them look like someone actually lived there.
I'm going to see a lot of black and white here, but I don't feel like it's harsh. How do you manage that now?
I think it's because there are so many different shades of those non-colors. So everything goes with them. They enhance each other. Soft, dusty colors instead of really crisp, clear colors. Much easier on the eye.
Very efficient use of space and storage in this home.
I think it was important so that everything could be contained. It's not a huge house, so we don't need a lot of clutter. We need to keep that all under wraps. Very efficient kitchen, not huge, but want it to be clutterless. So again, this house has an open concept, especially for entertaining and for family living. Works really well. We've defined the spaces again with rugs. And our furniture placement is so important. Sometimes it's more important than the furniture itself, is where you put these pieces.
Why am I a little afraid of the white sofa?
Well, you're not alone.
I bet not.
The performance fabrics that are out there now take all the worry out. You can clean these sofas with bleach and water. They used to be expensive and they used to be unattractive. Now they're beautiful and they're not expensive.
We have doors off the dining room to a covered porch, which is a great feature. High ceilings in this home.
High ceilings helped make the smaller home feel spacious.
So we're back to black and white here in the bedroom. What's this great story about the bed now?
Well, because we did 2 whole houses, we were running out of beds, to be honest. And so we borrowed a bed from a staging company, which was not our favorite to start with. But by the time we filled this room with the right furnishings and the right accessories, it turned into an absolute beautiful primary bedroom.
Gotcha. Talk briefly about house calls, because that has been one of the primary success stories of your whole approach at the Elements.
Well, I think it's an opportunity for us to show them how their space can look. And it's basically risk-free. We'll bring the accessories, which includes rugs, lamps, art, and finish their space so that they can see it completely done. And we can do this in a very short period of time. So it allows them to visually see the room finished.
And you can point out things that they might not be aware of that maybe they do need to do after all.
Exactly, and it's a good way. It's easier to show somebody than it is to tell.
Now, we want people to come to the stores, but how else can they get a hold of you?
Make a phone call to either store, set up a consultation time. We can do a walkthrough. Just call one of our designers.
Facebook, Instagram, profile on House, as well as the website elementsbyKsorby.com. Check us out. You're going to love what you see.
The preceding was a paid promotional announcement for the Elements in Storm Lake and Ankeny.